During COVID or the pandemic times, which we are facing right now, the two factors, when and where, still dominate till this very day. I remember when I started the channel, how much can you make? Well, how much can you make with Uber and Lyft? You definitely can't make the numbers you did in 2015, right? But you could still do very, very well if you know when and where to drive, right? If you know when it surges after work, on weekends and the evenings, you're going to make more money, right? You could be driving 4 hours and somebody else could be doing 8 or 10 hours in a different time slot and still not make the same money as you're doing in 4 hours, right? Where to drive, right? You have a big city like LA, there's a lot of places you could be stuck in where you're not making money. There's several places you could be in, Santa Monica down at the Promenade or Beverly Hills, where you will be busy all day long. So these type of factors still decide how much Uber and Lyft drivers make. I did enjoy this article, though, I got to say. Very well laid out. It's hard to pinpoint how much a driver earns because of this. However, US drivers earned an average of $21.07 per hour before Uber's service fee of 20 to 25% between January 2015 and 2017. Well, let's wake up and smell the coffee. Those good days are over. But if you are working intelligently, right, and again, paying very close consideration to that when and where factor, you can still hit those numbers. In New York, they obviously now have a minimum. You can make $27.86 per hour, according to Uber. Adding that this figure is after Uber's service fee is deducted. So those are not true reflecting numbers there either. However, a driver's payday is significantly affected by the surge pricing. Right, let's look at the surge pricing. Now, during the pandemic, when most of the drivers, 70% of the drivers are collecting PUA or collecting unemployment, there are only 30% of the drivers on the road, 25 to 30% of the drivers are on the road today, right? We're in June. Same applied for May and the previous months, March. You could make big money because the demand was still there from drivers, but the supply of vehicles, drivers was the riders' demand was there, but the supply of drivers was just not there because they were collecting money and not willing to jeopardize their safety. So right now, specific cities are reporting crazy high surges. Literally could be surging throughout the entire period from the moment you switch on to the moment you switch off. I have a friend in San Diego who's making $400 or $500 days. He's not putting in much hours and he's mainly operating on the Excel platform, right? And he tells me it's surging nonstop. So who knows what happens when unemployment and PUA, etc. end in August. My guess is a lot of drivers will come back in. My guess is that the surges will go down. But still, if you stay true and honest to those two factors I mentioned, when and where should I drive, you could be working part-time and making just the same money as a full-time driver does, not knowing his game. The most important weeks, the first 2 to 3 weeks, you just gather information, you look at your earnings and you look, where did I earn what time during the day? And you adjust your entire driving pattern, preferably part-time, around those money-making patterns. Surges, weekends, clubs, nightclubs, events, all of this will come back one day, right? It will come back. It will bounce back. So if you have any questions about